frank. Showing every Sunday at 7 p.m. on Slik TV, channel 37, and streaming live on our Facebook page and official website. You don't tire for your boku talk with no substance or sweet talk with plenty lie inside. Then now the time for strip the headlines there and tell the story just like it is. Brutally frank goes where others won't, exposing the real stories behind the headlines. We tackle issues of maximum importance to the growth of Sierra Leone, from politics to the economy, agriculture, education, health, and tourism, by serving as your voice in asking the why, where, how, and when questions to the people them we responsible. This na brutally frank. This is brutally frank. Showing every Sunday at 7 p.m. on Slik TV, channel 37, and streaming live on our Facebook page and official website. You don't tire for your boku talk with no substance or sweet talk with plenty lie inside.
It's another Sunday, and Fumble, so I take for say welcome to your show, me show, and everybody's show, Brutally Frank, with the meet you on Slik Television, channel 37. Like every other time, Slik Television, they bring you Brutally Frank for discuss social, contemporary, and many other issues. And tonight, like every other night, not an exception, as we want to look at the energy sector. We want to look at light business, but in this case, we want to look at light ownership and management. We bring to the topic for today, the privatization of EDSA. Why? Why make government don't propose, say, by the end of 2026, it will privatize EDSA? Fumble, this now we talking points for tonight's show. And me now your host, Melvin Tijan Mansare. And I want to say welcome, as you always follow the show on Facebook, Twitter, and all we other handles. Well, Twitter is now called X, so on X and other handles. But for discuss tonight's topic, I want to say I will be joined by an esteemed panel of guests. Where them people are when it comes to, well, from the sector of civil society, the guest now household voice and name. But we come to also the subject matter on why privatizing EDSA proposed by the government. So, Fumble, we expect to be joined by no less persons, but of course, Mr. Daniel Pewa, the public relations lead, CSO's Consortium on Public Accountability, and Mr. Daniel Pewa, we expect him for joining me shortly. But on the side of, well, Dr. Pewa, don't forget they come from civil society, non-state actor. And from Mr. Stas, the other guest, we have Mr. Sa Nepo, the public relations officer for EDSA. EDSA, now the institution, we government proposed by the end of this year will be privatized. So, Fumble, this now we discussion for tonight, and like every other night, yourself can send in your messages via Facebook, or we different platform them and we'll find them for read them. Let me go for break, and when we come back, we go begin build up on the analysis as we guess the join we.
Stories behind that. You don't tire for your boku talk with no substance or sweet talk with plenty lie inside. Then now the time for strip the headlines there and tell the story just like it is. Brutally Frank goes where others won't, exposing the real stories behind the headlines. We tackle issues of maximum importance to the growth of Sierra Leone, from politics to the economy, agriculture, education, health, and tourism, by serving as your voice in asking the why, where, how, and when questions to the people them we responsible. This na brutally frank. This is brutally frank. Showing every Sunday at 7 p.m. on Slik TV, channel 37, and live on Facebook page and official website. You don't tire for your boku talk with no substance, or sweet talk with plenty lie inside. Then now, at them, for strip the headlines there and tell the story just like it is. Brutally frank goes where others wouldn't, exposing the real stories behind the headlines. We tackle issues of maximum importance to the growth of Sierra Leone, from politics to the economy, agriculture, education, health, and tourism, by serving as your voice in asking the why, where, how, and when questions to the people them we responsible. This na brutally frank. You don't tire for your boku talk with no substance, or sweet talk with plenty lie inside. Then now, na the term for strip the headlines there and tell the story just like it is. Brutally frank goes where others won't, exposing the real stories behind the headlines. We tackle issues of maximum importance to the growth of Sierra Leone, from politics to the economy, agriculture, education, health, and tourism, by serving as your voice in asking the why, where, how, and when questions to the people them we responsible. This na brutally frank. This is brutally frank. Showing every Sunday at 7 p.m. on Slik TV, channel 37, and live on Facebook page and official website. You don't type.
Welcome back to You Show, Me Show, and everybody in show, Brutally Frank on Slik Television, channel 37. As I've been announced earlier on, somebody from the non-state actor space, now Mr. Daniel Pewa, and I want to take this time for say welcome to you, Mr. Pewa. It's a pleasure having you on.
Thank you very much.
Brutally
Thank
Frank.
you very much. I feel honored to be here. Good evening, our viewers.
Thank you.
Business.
Thank you very much. And also, we expect to be joined by Mr. Sanepo, and I'm sure the technical team for the picker up at the city missed call, certainly, as we expect some for join we in the spokesperson for EDSA. But as we already get Mr. Pewa, just hearing the proposal from the Deputy Minister of Energy One that government they plan for privatize EDSA by the end of this year, from a civil society and a non-state actor's perspective. Were you informed before now? On a see this come?
How a lot of Sierra Leoneans they receive with a surprise. So we say for that the civil society space receive waiting EDSA no tell we, and by extension that of the ministry, not tell we now who say we dey at the moment. Because remember for NPA, National Power Authority, EDSA. When I be NPA will be not saying government, na be governments they control directly, and we use meters with now analog meters. Fast forward them, change them to digital meters. We can transform to EDSA. We will not say a lot of contractors be them in the way me and you be the buy meters them from. And as we speak, a lot of people have paid for meters. Unfortunately, they have not been able to secure those meters. So then a whole, kettle of fish. But back to the discussion.
So in basically, not be get any foreknowledge the government.
Not at all, not at all. I don't know for the media world, but for the civil society space and by the by extension the general populace, we were not informed before now. However, When you read about privatization of any institution or service delivery outlets, you go one for things say it gets your pros and cons. But before
Usa, you stand on this. Do you stand on the pros or on the cons?
As we speak, I stand in the middle.
So you don't get any position?
Yes, the position.
Meaning you expect the person from EDSA can convince you?
Of course. Because
which one are you expecting? Convincing or confusing?
I would be pessimistic if I say confusing. I want to believe so because the overarching interest of privatization now for effective, efficient, and affordable service delivery, which is very, very important. But me and you don't know this concept. In fact, in our go school, according to Adam Smith, one of the propounders of economic theories, he talked about when I go school, I stand to be corrected. He gets one in book he called Wealth of Nations. Now that one then they start for propagates the importance of privatization. Don't forget me and you two don't know this country. I'll give you one vivid example. We've been just Salcab. Where Salcab can at this country, when I be the gatekeeper for the fiber optic, Salcab in the sell internet to ISPs.
Okay. I mean, before we come, we get a long list of. You say you stand in the middle.
I stand in the middle.
Okay.
The reason is I was just trying to give you a premise.
Okay.
What to make I get a kind of apprehension.
Oh, but if you're apprehensive, you cannot be on the middle.
No, listen. I have known the advantages or the importance of privatization. But in our own context, don't forget, Melvin, in other countries...
What is your apprehension?
My apprehension is that, are we going to see the reverse? Are we going to see the type of Salcab? Are we going to see the type of other institutions that were privatized before now, and yet still we are struggling to have effective power supply, service delivery from them?
Well, I tell you.
So again.
Well, I tell you, waiting the government's pitch as the reason or the answer to why privatizing EDSA.
I think say now they have been the camp because.
Yes, but let's just. But by the way, let's just welcome Mr. Nepo. Mr. Sa Nepo, the talk for EDSA. Mr. Nepo, welcome to the show.
Welcome and thanks for having me.
And we discuss the topic why privatizing EDSA supposedly by the end of this year, according to the Deputy Minister One of Energy. And if you allow me, I will set the premise because I know you're not talk man. So I know you get limited time. So let's just set the premise for you as to what government is saying on the rationale behind the privatization. This is an article written by Mohamed Jawad Niale, and they work on the Strategic Communications Unit, the Ministry of Information and Civic Education. Well popularized article if you find out, if you do aggregation. And I will give you a quote, where Famble, if you take the time, a quote. By the end of this year, the operations of EDSA will be privatized. A private company will be engaged to run the institution with a clear focus on efficiency and performance. Let me be clear, the government is not selling EDSA. We are only privatizing its operations. Government is currently spending significantly more on electricity supply in rural areas than it is able to recover. End of quote. Deputy Minister of Energy 1, Edmond Nuni, disclosed at the weekly government press conference at the Mieta Civic Center on Tuesday, April 7th. So, Mr. Nepo, I guess the first question is, why now?
Thank you very much. I think as I enter the studio, be fortunate for just meet up arguments. I see me brother the tower by you.
We're not beginning. We're not reaching the tower side.
ETSA privatization. I make reference to Salcap and Seratel. Well, yes, of course. In the last press briefing by the Minister of Information, the Deputy Minister One, Engineer Edmond Onebi, explained what the privatization of ETSA by the end of 2026 and going into the first quarter of 2027. Yes, of course.
When exactly?
As stated by the minister, by end of 2026. So, of course, even at end of 2026 December. So, I just say for me, I think say by first quarter 2027, the privatization will be operational. But
so, will it not happen on the 31st?
Oh, well, even what the minister will give in explanation, he set the basis. He made it very clear, say, by end of, not be specific.
End of 2026.
On the timing, on the date, not be specific.
No,
so
did they not say end of 2026?
It says end of 2026.
Yeah,
so
is it not? Who's 2026 there?
It may be in December, it may be in November, but me they say operationally, then he privatize a company by 31st, but until the full operation will begin first quarter 2027. And the explain.
Okay.
So I know I still they in tandem with the minister in explanation. I just say effective operation probably will begin first quarter 2027. Let's come back to the privatization. Yes, of course, we all know also the first 10 ETSA the privatization.
I mean, I don't have to be confused. When you talk about privatization, you will get the agreement, or a contract will get a start date and
so even the agreement not finalize it.
Okay. And the agreement now between Oda and Oda?
Now, the agreement now between, I would say, government of Sierra Leone, represented by the Ministry of Energy,
okay,
and also the successful bidder, because the Ministry of Energy will bid for this privatization here, for it to take place. People apply, then these people come interview, they're able to get the successful bidder, and now they're into conversation.
What the successful bidder?
Now you meme.
Yes,
that's what company call you.
How they spell it?
They be the Uganda.
Okay.
So
UMMEH or
I'm not too sure.
Is it African owned?
Hold on.
No, so for me, so I really want for
you say a Ugandan company.
Yes, but I really want to be. I don't focus much on because, as I say, yes, of course, the conversation is ongoing, but they've not signed any document for say that they begin full operation at this time.
You said that win the successful bidder.
Yes.
Meaning they don't win.
So you can win. You can be a successful bidder, but I can get conversation, looking at details now. The details will be pleasant to you. It will be unpleasant to you. It also, even in the middle of the conversation, you can say, no, you know what? Probably I'm not going with this.
After successfully winning a bid.
Yes, that's possible. Ask. Yeah. So even where they open our office, I don't say what open our office. Man, they don't bid. People don't apply for something. They'll get 2 people that we get the qualification. You know how they eliminate them? They look at technical, they look at financial, they look at
not success. So now,
we don't get the successful bidder. They get into conversation. It is possible that probably there are certain things they don't into conversation for over 6 months. They are still talking about how to complete it. So the process is ongoing. So it's not. I believe say the day where they sign the document, even the minister himself, plus the Ministry of Information, will come out clearly and inform people on how this come about, what are the details of them, and what are the status of the staff and etc. Because I'm sure that is the focus of my brother. Because I see
the bidding process now inside this area.
But I don't have to focus on bidding. No, it's not really get any efficacy on the implementation of the project. To me, so what I think, I believe say what is really important, even for my very self, is for the human resource.
I know.
Which how we go protect young people. How
I'm coming there. Let's build the stage, Mr. Nepo. I don't say that communicator. So build the stage.
Yeah, no. Well, in building the stage as well, we are at the beg for say not too much dwell in the procurement. I am not a procurement.
No, I'm not going to procurement.
So, not too much dwell into how we came about, how it's successful.
Is it not valid for us when the actual bidding process was conducted?
No, about a year ago. About a year ago, yes.
Wow. Okay.
So, this is not international bidding, international competitive bidding. So you go for look at, then do one first, people don't kind of really qualify, then we go for re-advertise again, get people then come in, some might not be too satisfied with some of the conditions, then left out, so the one who is satisfied then come in again, some might be even put out at the stage. So now a very big, because for can take over an institution like EDSA, even though in its entirety, because EDSA, you can forget the Assets Commission. I mean, what happens to Assets Commission? There is a component of EDSA, we go for the.
It's good that you are leading me into my question. Hold on, please. It's good. You don't explain it. You don't give a lot of details. It's about Assets Commission. I don't know. So one of the questions outlined before the show is, who takes responsibility for EDSA's assets and liabilities?
So the privatization.
Now the government or
the privatization, now a hybrid privatization. In a sense, it's not 100%. You're not going to take over it 100%.
How much percent government gets?
I mean, government get around 30, 35. So
the private company gets more stake than the government.
Like explain to you to that one. Forget that. So
no, please clarify this. If government gets 35% stake, please, I want to clarify this. If government gets 35% stake, the larger stake belongs to the private company. So technically,
what am I do for me? The way with that conversation, it would distort the information. People don't get actually waiting about this entire privatization. Because so I want, first of all, I follow no see, like I see, the first of all, the reason for privatization, let's set the basis. One, now for improve efficiency, reduce on the burden we government. One see. Now most times when they say car park, one for shut down or the law shut down, fast government can pay. Also for let EDSA increase on in revenue generation. So this now the case now hybrid model.
Yeah, so
don't forget the assets,
private partnership.
The assets, the people that get for take care of the operations, we include both commercial and technical. That is the component they are going to take care of. And I think
assets and liabilities.
EDSA take care of the assets, possibly in the liabilities.
Possibly means
yeah,
certain.
because what I say possibly, because I believe before they take over, before they decide, they will sort out all of the liability issues. Because even now as we talk, the biggest liability with EDSA gets probably now EDSA indebtedness to IPPs, where the Ministry of Information don't get payment agreements with the IPPs and they already own up to them payment them.
So Mr. Nepo, if you're a private investor now where they run an IPP, I would ask how this privatization will affect, for example, areas owed by EDSA to me.
Not to the private company or area to IPP.
Yeah, I understand.
Not to area to IPP, not the EDSA and by extension the Ministry of Energy, which is represented by government. Yeah. That is the more reason you say government will always come in and pay.
So the government can pay this suppliers.
So government, I want to say, Ministry of Information, Ministry of Energy, EDSA, there's a conversion going on for that. They are paying the suppliers. So most a new set of agreements, both backlog and current. There's an agreement, there's a payment plan where they go on steadily. The more reasons why we see the generation from the IPPs.
Talk about still on the stake, because government they say the day-to-day will be managed by the government.
So this
process. Hold on, please let me land. If I get 35% share of a business of 100%.
Share. So let me make it very clear. Government can forget total stake. So let me make it very clear. The people that
are total stake.
I'm explaining.
Yeah, no, I ask you one question.
No, I don't think it's not the same. Allow me first. last. Let me say to put down photo. I mean, I don't want to be not afraid to defend.
No.
So
we
because we want to be able to communicate this.
Yeah, but we don't have much time. So if you answer the question on time, it's better. So I can give you a break and come back.
So firstly, as I tell you, they are going to take care of the technical and commercial operations. They're not going for sack nobody. Let me be clear. The agreement is there. They're not going for sack anybody. They are going to, in fact, they are even planning, even the contract staff they will get, to let them make them permanent in totality, not even in bits. So, firstly, they're not going for sack nobody. Yeah. Secondly, the company not to let the group. They're going to out few of them senior staff them for take care of some technical and commercial areas. Not to say that they take the 100 staff and cows for cow and African work. No, the staff that they are, including my very self, now go for their work. They are coming to manage their affairs for a certain period of time. In fact, they break the contract in phases. They have phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, then a handover. Not concession. No, it's not concession.
How long one phase did it?
Not the total. I'll tell you, see, they're still in conversation. A concession. And
you talk about also the agreement.
And you say when a concession.
You talk about the agreement.
Yes, like you know, say when a concession is time bound. You get for handover back. My brother, I'm also want to start with a concession. So, firstly,
something like the toll gates.
No, I don't know what toll gate.
It's a concession agreement.
But I don't know what toll gate you know. It's a concessionary agreement. What I mean to say, and also the split up in phases and a hybrid model. So, for instance, all the assets, the network assets, the lines, the cable, the transformers, transmission lines, generation infrastructure, these are all going to be owned by government of Sierra Leone. And also, there's going to be ETSA, some portion of ETSA we get for day for manage the affairs of the assets we get, and also ensure to inject more transformers, improve on the network. If there are projects, all the funded projects for the within that at component level. So in its entirety, the board is the same board we get for it. So what's going to happen? And this is not the first time. I make it very clear. ETSA privatization don't feel like other privatization don't happen over time. We look at the development of things become dismayed. People they holler here and there are no salary payment. You go to ETSA, you can call any ETSA staff now, they are paid, they've been paid. We pay no ETSA, no management, no staff backlog payment. So we are paying current on every month with the payroll staff there. Okay. Not just that, don't forget the benefits, the emoluments, everybody gets up. So we don't have the issues we say that we get, what comes to get. If you're not have the issue, if we don't hear you know.
But somebody will say, well, this is premature because you say the process still unravel, but you say when I get issues. What if issues then come up?
So the more the process they prolong because we get a strategic board and management. We then very focused on the welfare of the staff. So they then think to say the need for dot all the I's and cross all the T's before they conclude the concession agreement, so that all staff na ETSA will be in a better position and in a secured position for them to continue for work for ETSA. By extension, the Ministry of Energy. So the assurance here is we don't meet with staff.
Thank you.
We don't meet with staff. Then
nobody assurance from Mr. Thank you, Mr. Mr. San Nepo, and this is assuring if you want.
Including my very self. Nobody else to work.
Thank you very much.
That's what I decide for left.
Mr. Pewa, from a civil society perspective, listening to Mr. Nepo, government owning 35% stake, the investor from Uganda gets 65%. What does this mean?
No, I mean, before you can say, I'd like to clarify that 35%, what I tell you, is just probably looking at the assets, not to like the entire stake. So the stake is this. What is the stake? You mean to say we have to get total control of the entire operation.
What's the benefit?
So I'm no. Government only business. No only. You bring up because government thinks there's a management problem at ETSA. Government thinks ETSA should be able to perform better than it is doing now. Government thinks firstly, before even with the pressure of government, through Ministry of Finance or the pay IPPs, government thinks we should be able to generate our own money and pay the IPPs and take care of operations, which is not the case now. Government thinks to say we can able for better and efficiently manage with distribution and commercial operation. You go up there with a record, I would say over 60% losses. You know why? Because we get means I don't go fix people that they thief like they go see every day, including yesterday. Where they go out, the mortality to go out.
Mr. Nepal, for guided conversation, you were clarifying the stake.
So now the stake, government still after you. Even the
100% stake government gets.
Government for now, government get 100% stake.
What's in the company gets?
The company after you. The company is going to be paid. Yeah.
From what?
From the revenue so that they generate.
How much government invest in the privatization?
No, government invest nothing. Now then, can invest.
So almost then invest.
Not concession.
Almost then invest.
Not concession. They still on the conversation. You can come, government say these are the problems. You can't do feasibility study. You say no, this are able to do. We say this able to do.
Who can pay?
Example. Exactly. They say okay, we need. Let's say we need $10 million.
But it's not an infrastructure.
So I tell you, government say we need $10 million.
This is not a toll gate.
I tell you, government is only we need $10 million for invest on the distribution infrastructure.
Okay.
Then you say no, okay, me we can invest $10 million. You come, you invest them. When you invest them, you recoup your money. You recoup you capital with investment. So they come. If you think to say a commercial the problem, the meters not fixed fine or people they thief lights, you get an idea. You initiate them. So people they fall thief lights. Then you probably you stop that leakage because there are a lot of leakages that happen within the operation.
And with the correct administration or competence enough for combat, even for monetization, unbundling.
So I also think say now much more of say the current administration before. And again,
if you listen to the minister,
this is the first. Okay. This is not the first.
I'm coming back to you. I'm coming back to you, Mr. Nepo. I sincerely the guy of the conversation, Mr. Pewa, on the issue of stake. What do you think?
First thing first, the board are not telling we whether are consultants then they hire because everything you don't become complex.
So you go back to it. I will talk whether I don't convince you or it confuse you.
It confuse me.
Really?
The reason is this.
What you confuse, man?
When you talk about privatization, the company they can't take over. They will not negotiate on share. The dividend owner generates. But don't forget, the entrepreneur or the businessman, if they can't inject a particular capital, if they make sure say within a specific time period, you know the left and open no. If they tell you say within 6 months or 6 years time, I should be able to recoup.
Sorry, Mr. Pewa, for interjecting. Hold on. Just to get your points. Quoting the minister, the proposed model reflects a strategic public-private partnership approach where ownership of EDSA remains with the states, while the day-to-day management and operational control are transferred to a private entity with the technical expertise to optimize performance.
That is consultancy. It is quite different from privatization.
So are you saying you are confused because it does not sound like
maybe
this is what it
means?
It's
not consultancy.
If you're talking about privatization, it is quite different from hiring a technical expert when in form of consultants. So when they come, we are strangers to the former NPA. Pakabani Kaut Moroccans. When he came with those Moroccans.
Hold on, Mr. Pewa. Sorry for picking you on your thoughts. You're
making me lose my
divestment PPP.
It's a PPP model.
No, it
is still that owns the infrastructure.
You're on your flight. I'll come back to you. So
this is not make a hybrid model. Now a public-private partnership. So now I'll tell you, you get focus on commercial and technical operations. Now they will do with their meters, they will do with transformers and pool, the network problems. Now they for focus on. Yeah. Then government now go for continue for focus on.
What will be the responsibility of government?
The infrastructure. Now I tell you, government and get the business. Come and get the business. So let us say, for instance,
professionally, for instance,
you're not going to be
PPP model is simple. As a public-private partnership and a hybrid model, in a sense that you see, they are going to take care of two key areas within extra functionalities. Whatever do it, technical and commercial operations. Period. Then government also get for the board is still there for oversee them, which is the board is appointed by government. You still forget the Minister of Energy seated there overseeing the entire operations, the whole setup and the Ministry of Energy. Still get for the day. You still get forget they're not get for sack no bonita. Management so now management they can't look they manage the operations. I think I'm not going to manage it. It doesn't mean that you own the business.
And government cannot do that.
You don't own the business, you are managing it. Managing the business does not mean you own the business. For instance, you have a manager at Slik TV, right? So does it mean the manager owns the business? No.
He owns the business on behalf of the shareholders.
He doesn't the business. No, that's another point of conversation.
Listen. It make a very complex.
No,
listen.
On the private party mean to say government get government party involved. Order. Now you count money. Mr. Count me on money. We put together. We improve
very much, Mr. Nepo. In name Nasan Nepo, and we get Mr. Pewa. Mr. Pewa,
you can come back some for let we listeners they understand.
No.
For dissect the problem.
Go ahead.
It's very simple. If people listen to me, wouldn't know what's in a PPP model. It's check the dictionary to tell you what's in a PPP model. Now, it's simple. How do you want me to delineate on PPP model?
Mr. Nepo, are you concerning the fact that you not get one PPP model?
What I mean? No, you can get. It depends on how. That's the context. But in its entirety.
Government owner, so government get the board, but the
public-private partnership.
The ownership.
So government day.
Okay. Let Mr. Pewa, go ahead. Yeah, you have the floor.
Deliberating so that we listen.
That's what we are doing. Now, so again, I am saying what.
No, you don't have the floor. You don't have the floor. Proceed, Mr. Civil Society.
Thank you so much. So basically, what I try to say is this: if we say PPP. When a private public partnership, what it mean? It means that the investor, the county money, will not forget, according to the agreement, it gets a specific time where they ensure say recoup money. And this money where they recoup is not coming from the pocket of the government. It comes from the pocket of the consumer.
The same thing
so again, you talk about ownership, but the states get 30%.
No, let's say get 30%. No. Now maybe contextualize what I say. No, wait. I came back to you. It's not for the assets. The assets. Now we talk about. No. I say I come back to you after.
Now the Ugandans are coming with their money and their expertise. Very important, because from what you don't understand, when they suffer not only from obsolete infrastructure, from evacuate power from the source of generation, for can't to me na me os. For transmission lines, for transformers, poles, and the likes. You get a lot of abstractions along the way. Who are they lost hugely? Now you want a neutral individual that will come and institute their own expertise, making sure that all the leakages they then get rid of them. But you also talk about government having a board through the ministry, because the ministry now represents government. It's not just a subset inside the ministry. Now you talk say the government get the board. You not tell me whether the one way they count their money, then don't forget to represent it, because the board cannot just take decision or dictate.
So you don't ask me. So if you want, I'll answer that. So I answer that. No, answer that. No, answer that for you. So like I tell you, even now.
If you want so now monopolize the program.
So no. So now yes, sir. So now let me make something very clear. Even as we sit here, it's established by an act of parliament. Now, 2011.
Sacrosanct.
Now, the act make it very clear that how the board is constituted. Firstly, the permanent secretary of the Ministry of Energy at every given time is a member of the board.
Of course.
Of course, he did it to represent government. The finance secretary is a representative of the Ministry of Finance. He didn't have the board. It's sacrosanct, inscribed in the act. Thirdly, every sitting managing director is automatically a member of the board. So they are bringing their leadership automatically that person they come is going to be a member of the board because now in fact they inform the board on their operation and functionality.
So can I say now?
Yeah, you can.
Fantastic. So again, we are here to discuss the importance and the benefit they bring count with this privatization, consultancy, PPP, whatever model you'll be bringing home. What the people are concerned about and what Slik television is concerned about, how beneficial will it be to us, the consumers? That is the overarching.
So that's very important.
I'm coming. You understand me? So again, in the premise, before they come, I talk and say privatization all over the world, and the panacea or the silver bullets to energy, investment, and every other sector where they think of when it comes to service delivery. We don't get.
It's the lack of capitalism.
Exactly. They are dependent on that. Even in the first world, privatization, even the medical sector, now privatization.
And you know they don't exist. They don't exist to do charity.
So Melvin,
I'm coming, please.
You understand?
They exist to make profits.
Yes. So, not to charity. Yeah. When you talk about capitalism, not to charity. Now how they maximize profits? Now in capitalism. Now when you go now socialist, what not is that now in the state everything for and on behalf of the people. Now they can't share. Yeah. If you tell you say if forget SUV, now they determine what to see one.
So wrap the point, Pewa.
So again, my point is this. Yeah. In other countries, privatization don't benefit them usually as opposed in our own system. The reason is this. You see, what make capitalism they succeed as against the third world countries. When they put you there for ensure say you customer, you make a number one.
But it's making the rich richer and the poor poorer.
Of course.
So are you a capitalist?
Yes, because of their investment acumen. But the service they give you, it is satisfactory.
So, are you saying the poor people never pay the tax for
they can't.
No, please clarify.
In our own context,
capitalists are calling.
In our own context, is the reverse. How is it the reverse?
Okay.
When the contractor they come, or when the partner they come for concept up in business, who are they meet with? Now the stakeholders. In those ministries, in those agencies or commissions or directorates, the first thing they want from the investor, like kickback, commission, and you have something like no disclosure at the camp.
So you have corruption and
corruption. It has not been a silver bullet, not to antidote for real problem.
Okay,
I don't tell you. I don't say no, listen, I'm coming. You see, you have an ample time to Mr. Nepo.
You will have same. You will have same. You
will have same.
Let's make less than 2 minutes.
Right, so
what are the saying?
When I don't talk,
let me just one minute, Mr. Pewa.
We don't see auto spec and don't privatize the licenses for vehicles and other, infrastructure in the transport sector. We don't see privatization in the communication sector. But how beneficial it is. We were thinking that by the time when they
thank you very much. You don't bring me to the.
We were thinking that by the time when they says Zula don't take over Salcam, service delivery would have been more improved than it was before.
Thank you. Thank you.
So
thank
it brings the question of apprehension when I told that. I said in between because I don't even know mistake. Before now, the analog meters that NPA was giving out to people, they we were buying those meters, the digital meters they came with. Under this EDSA, we were buying those meters. But the meters is not for them. You are still paying the price for the meters. So
it's
order.
Mr. Speaker, it distorts my thoughts.
No, there's a whole lot of misconception here.
We need to be guided.
Only for demystify.
And that's why we have you here. So, order, please.
No,
please. Please, I'm not asking any question. And the question what they ask, now a bill of you left. And of course, where you say that one of your reservations. So going back to the article published on the Government of Sierra Leone Ministry of Information and Civic Education website, written by my good friend Jawad, the article gets an excerpt where quotes say, Minister Nuni emphasized that the reform is necessary to correct structural imbalances within the sector, particularly the high cost of electricity provision relative to revenue generation, especially in rural and underserved communities. End of quote. So I guess my question to you, Mr. Nepo, whose structural changes then will the expect for see go come after this privatization for the imbalances there? We don't live from the unbundling of MPA to EGTC and EDSA and all those reforms. When I check, over 15 years, and now we are still talking about this issue. What specifically, for example, we talk about efficient service delivery in this case? What you will see will not be seen. Light will not go. No, hold on. Light will not go.
So you are still moving around the benefits. Is that what you're asking?
I've asked my question.
Yes, that's what.
No, particularly what will change in this agreement?
That's what it benefits the people.
So other agreements, I beg to differ. Other agreements, we don't always outline benefits in them projects. You agree?
EDSA has never
the disadvantage of the people.
EDSA has never had public-private partnership. This is the first time.
Yeah,
so
EDSA,
let's make it very clear.
EDSA has been unbundled.
Mr. Nepo, situation for Taga.
But please, while you speak to the script.
No, out of experience.
Waiting specifically.
And so waiting specifically for the Uganda.
This agreement
based on experience we talk about.
Mr. Waiting this agreement will change from waiting the minister SSF do recount.
So firstly, let me not forget say the reason for even the thought for privatize EDSA because of inefficiencies within the management of EDSA and also how EDSA they struggle for generate money. So firstly, government by itself wants service delivery, wants improved service delivery. But also, we are challenged. Why say we, EDSA management, we are challenged for ensure say we get customers them for pay the right way. We are challenged for even get customer them for stop for interfere with the infrastructure. We are challenged for get customer them for stop for vandalize with infrastructure. We are challenged for get customer them for pay the appropriate bills. So now, government look at other models in the world, and which are models that will succeed, particularly in terms of electricity distribution. So firstly, I bring about this particular privatization. So now, what government wants to see, government wants to see is that government wants to follow which at a situation we are in, customer them expectations are met. You want to get 24 hours of electricity, you get them. Equally so, as you get 24 hours of electricity, you are ready to pay for it. We want to forget the situation in the private sector will come. We will for go na UOs, install high-tech prepaid meters, get a dashboard, get a system installed with the show say if you interfere into that infrastructure, it raise alarm and you pay fines for what you're doing. We are already working for establish a fast track code, the board and the ministry with Ministry of Justice. We already plan for establish a fast track code for deal with all energy related matters. So for instance, if they go all in a street, the flight will interfere, you don't want
these things are not going to be again.
So let's tell you. So that make not a total concession.
So you go, you still
and the concession is partial.
It will change.
It's going to
like it is expected. Waiting will change.
It is expected
that agreement.
So wait.
No blackout. Please ask me.
Not so you world we want that. No. So if you are asking, allow me to ask. Not say no blackout. No. That means to ask the question.
So what
and
will
the
this
answer
agreement change?
Exactly.
Option for people.
So not to you option for people.
Okay.
What's the
option? Yeah.
Exactly. So now it is expected that with the coming of the private players, firstly,
with
EDSA,
this private player,
the private player, not the private.
No, agreement. Stick to the script. The script here, you don't mention.
So Melvin, the problem I have with you now is I cannot be speaking what you want me to speak.
No, but you are speaking
as a private player. Now the same with privatization.
Yes.
So we are still within the context. We are still within the context of the competition.
Company had somebody office now.
How does a company as a private player?
Yes. Now, but one player will talk about the government. In this case, you say one successful bidder.
So wait. Not to wait. You don't ask the question. Allow me.
Just 1 second.
Yes.
If you don't take your time, you explain the punitive measures where defaulters at the end of the day will suffer by making reference to having a fast track court. We are already in conversation with the ministry.
So that's it.
Then, if they ask the question, whether consumers will be opportune to get 24 hours electricity, you should be in a position to answer.
Of course. So now I want to answer, but I can say the basis. So when I talk about the fast track court, we ask now because I talk say, even you yourself, you make reference to some of the abstraction things that happen at the sector, where they affect extra management for even get revenue. For instance, now I'll just make one instance for you. Just about a month ago, we are facing a situation that they don't vandalize all this the infrastructure. Yeah. So now, who is going to fix that? It's ETSA. We've always had money for expand on power. So now, what I want for the people is where the private sector player come. I mean, the laws in the book is very clear on punishment. If you thief lights, what's in the punishment? If you cut cable, what's the punishment?
If you not get light, Mr. Properly, hold on.
So it's
if you not get light inside this agreement, within or again provisions for in case
protect the consumer,
the private player not provide lights for the consumer or the citizens.
So that is why for drive equity and justice, what we do is if you know the light, we inform you. And we'll also talk to you. So now you go to hear you say we don't even bring up a chat box. We are in. You will speak to an AI infrastructure. We actually are not the light. Then they answer you. Okay. Then we get a reply response mechanism. We go no say not the light. And if you're working,
how will you use AI?
No, forget if you not the light. Not if you not the light. Light. Wait. What I told you. If you not the light, you don't complain.
How can somebody use AI?
No, that's not something to clarify. If you not the
possible.
No, the question answers. Your question, your answer. So I say, no, wait, maybe the confused conversion.
No, you are
you have a system where if you are creating. You the moderator. Because if I don't say, I'm giving the reason why we have a chatbot.
Why a chatbot to ensure that we not see blackouts.
No, that's so allow me to answer that.
Answer.
We will not go say it's not automatic.
Okay.
It not mean to say as they say privatization, let me say blackout don't know. No. Okay. It has to do with infrastructure. Okay. It has to do with metering. Okay. It has to do with changing poles, changing cables, changing infrastructure. Now that make I tell you say even the privatization, it didn't phases. Okay. They will say 2 years you should be able to achieve this. Okay. Based on what you've achieved, government will say no. We can go into further conversation for let you do look at other areas.
So when it is 100% achieved, so to be the right of the consumer.
They can so now without the time for arrive now for ensure we satisfy customer the requirements, the needs. So if not that, there is no need for even government say let's privatize, let's have capital investment, let's have people to come and inject money and revamp the
question because of a particular reason. Quoting the minister, the deputy minister, Wanigi, he said by the end of President Bio's tenure, we are determined to ensure that electricity supply is more reliable, more accessible, and ultimately guaranteed for.
So the assurance that we give people, Melvin, on this privatization, we are expected to ensure that, firstly, with the cover of privatization, we will increase on the power availability. Because I tell you, then get the way they work in our office, you forget JD, you get job description of what you do. And if you get a strategic supervisor, for monitor what you do, and also I appraise you at the end of the day. Yeah. So that is why we have a board. That is why we have a ministry. All of these agreements that go into with this concessionaire, then therefore the checker, see, the concessionaire gets right, you therefore the report, what you've achieved, what you've not been able to achieve. How you want government to come in to help you achieve this. All of that is therefore happen.
When the minister say by the end of President Bio's tenure.
So if I say you, if I was on AYV, let's say you by the end of President Bio's tenure.
ask question?
Yes, ask.
President Bio, we know say don't do 8 years.
Yeah.
He left 2 years under your own term. I'm not talking about the SLBP because it's gonna be uncertain whether it's win or not win. But that as it may, he get 2 years. So somebody they ask, these reforms, if they not be 8 years under President Bio, wouldn't the assurance say there will be 2 years when term they done?
So the beauty about all of energy situation is that firstly, I mean, say energy is of huge capital. Sure. And one thing about energy, anything in the world, you need to invest today, you see the benefit today.
So
it takes time.
So the 8 years.
Some of the benefits we have. That's tell you. So some of the benefits all the city. And the camel will answer the question. Okay, some of the benefits all the invest today. That particular project will start 2-3 years down the line before the start today.
In terms of energy.
So that's the energy. So for instance, if you go Kenema, before now, anybody don't know about Kenema, don't make lights. They had a broken infrastructure. There was no power there. So, but because since the last 5 years,
CLSG.
government don't ensure, not only CLSG, we don't a brown unit or don't get brown new supported by government and AFDB. We get brown network, brown transformer, brown new, all for both Bo and Kenema, including the villages, Bandajuma, where they for come up fine. So that took like 3-4 years follow we achieve, 3-4-5 years follow achieve that. But now what's happened? In tandem with that, the government ensure say now if then they get a brown network, they'll also create a situation they will get generation, efficient generation. Now that is just the reason why government we get WAP, the African Power Pool. We not only Salon, we get Liberia, other countries be involved because they come together, create a particular directory for let them show say, let them create a situation. If Liberia get power, if Ivory Coast get excess power, then send the grid so that all man will get power. So now as we speak, Bo and Kenema, they are okay. They get almost 24 hours electricity, if not 24 hours electricity, and the infrastructure in new. Go McKinney as well. McKinney, we don't do the infrastructure. But as I tell you, because of the agreement also with CLSG and partly Bumbuna, and we also get Marcos, we get renewable energy, where they supply around 15-17 megawatts. They are getting power supply. McKinney Mabuka. Now, the same to Freetown. If you can't Freetown now, we must be able to respect project. We're at 30 megawatts. They don't begin test time. That project is almost completed. Then the test time I should say by the end of this month to next month, the commissioner will begin saying power at the grid. 30 megawatt now, 10 megawatt now long grid.
And we have
do you know when that project started? Over 3-4 years ago. But now it is complete. So we have a NANS project. If you look at the NANS project,
it's possible.
It is possible. Look at the NANS project. That NANS project, the people away, the investors, the one away carry that NANS project, they've been in this country for over 20 years.
Mr. Nepo.
But at the same right now, during the turn of Alaji Kanja, Dr. Alaji Kanja Sisi, they're able to forget an agreement with the ministry. Then they can do visibility study, then begin mobilization, then get the financing of the project. Now, they don't even count turbine.
I know, I'm aware.
They don't even count turbine. So just imagine how many years it took that project, how many years it took a government for CC that project is required by this country, you account of fiction. Now look at where they are. So by end of 2027, that project is going to complete. We are getting power into the grid, more than 100 megawatts. So
you are very comfortable when it comes to talking about the positive.
Because I know the things happen.
So, yes, I'm coming, Mr. Pewa.
Melvin, just 1 minute.
Yes.
Just 1 minute. Are we going to be 100% reliant on the thermal, or are we going to be in between the thermal and...
So let me tell you what we are doing now. Let me tell you what the government is doing. The government is introducing energy mix.
Okay.
You understand? So we are looking at renewable, we are looking at hydro, we are looking at thermal. So let me tell you, we need that. Let me tell you, the plan is we forget renewable dominance.
Okay.
That's the plan. So because if you have renewable dominance, it means you're able to control the cost. Because those thermal very expensive. So when you have the renewable into the grid, then you go for help for pushing. You can use say renewable at night at the fall. At the fall. Drastically. In fact, most times what they use market. By the time they say 7 o'clock, they don't go to enable for supply, but now. So if you have a mix during the day, you have the renewable working. At night, you get the thermal functional.
I want to educate me. Is Bumbuna a renewable?
Bumbuna na hydro, na renewable.
So na renewable.
Okay, so
Let me say again, to tell you that this government is working, as I'm speaking, the Minister of Energy and the Minister of Finance, the logo at a spring meeting at the World Bank. One of the conversation, now that spring meeting, one ambition 300. Two, now expansion of the Bumbuna hydro for able for Giwi, if not 50 megawatts, but 40 megawatts during the dries. You know, so they get 50 megawatts.
When will that happen?
That if that comes into friction, by the time they come, if they conclude, World Bank conclude for support government for doing that, now you know it take over 18 months to 19 months. They don't go.
Okay.
Once the finances are available,
thank you. I'm coming.
Just 1 minute.
I mean, Mr. Pewa, please. I'll come.
Is this company coming going to take over the other IPPs, the independent power?
No. So let me tell you. For instance, so the unbundling of the energy sector gave birth to 3 companies, different companies. Gave birth to ETSA, you know about ETSA. Gave birth to EGT, which is the electricity generation and transmission company. Gave birth to EWRC, the regulator. Okay. So now, of course, there's a generation company. AGT takes care of Bumbuna. Now they get Bumbuna. Yeah, so even now, they respect all the generation, the state-owned generation infrastructure. Now they get them. So I get for the manager. Okay. So that's answer the question. So wait for me. So in fact,
no, please.
Not the answer. You don't ask me. You'll answer.
Going to be independent. Power is going to be independent.
So let me come. The plan we government been put in place now that we are having NATS power coming, probably at the end of the completion of that NATS power project, then we'll look at car power in contract capacity and see if NATS power able to give a lot of power energy with the other energy sources we'll get. They're going to tell if sometimes they will say if car power will give you 50 megawatts, when they now give you 10 megawatts or 50. So it all depends to what we require by that time. Because what I know, let me tell you, Melvin, what's happening. I'm not. So Melvin, you know this thing. I cannot tell you whether at that time because I am not the authority to see whether
the you are speaking for the authority.
Wait for me. We are not yet there. I'm not going to tell you, say.
Okay, until we get there, please answer my question, okay?
Exactly.
EDSA is already partnering with a private institution to recover outstanding debt.
Yes. So let me tell you. Yes.
I don't ask the question if you want to tell me.
But ask me a question.
No, go ahead, tell me.
Because I know what it is about. So that I just give you the information. You know why we are doing that? It's because we get a lot of challenge for let we get people them for pay the debt. We get. I know people tell you how much people are owing. I tell you, say, no, we have MDIs, we have MDAs. Yes, they all owe ETSA. So let me tell you what we've done. Now, because firstly, ETSA, we get for continue for collect with current debt. That is, if you consume power today, you for pay for them, or they focus on that day. Also, they focus on rehabilitation of the network. We focus on strengthening the network. Yeah. We focus on commercial.
So
now we don't hire somebody.
So it's very sensitive.
Yeah, it's very sensitive. We bought in Daika. Yes.
How much did they recover?
So no, they're not just about 2 or 3 weeks. They're not beginning.
They're not beginning.
So they're not beginning. And they are doing a great job. They recover plenty of money. So what they are doing, they are writing letters. They are visiting customers, encourage them to pay. They get layers. And they write you.
You say they don't recover plenty of money. How much is plenty?
Yes, I'm not going to tell you because I'm
telling you. Tell me how much is.
So why I'm not going to tell you that? Not to like say we're not telling say when I go collect this amount of debt. We look at we customer them. We then stubborn. We don't get historic debt. Whatever pay to ETSA. Then we give them the listing. For see, okay, we have 15 of these customers. Use 2 months and see how you can recover these monies. We give them the authority.
That's a good problem. You know where the problem? Make a helper. You know where the problem is?
That's the problem.
If you are giving the poor Daniel Espewa a prepaid meter, now we are go buy now they get lights. Why forgive concession to multi-million-dollar companies for let use the power force before you pay the tax?
That's not the case.
Is it logical?
Yeah. That is not the case, sir.
Okay.
So what is happening? We have the MDI customers. These are large energy users. Domestic customers, they utilize better power. So the large energy customers, not to prepaid meters and we get this AMI postpaid. then they consume. We system they generate bill. We send the bill to them through email. Then they pay. So no, they're not unfair. These are large energy users. So for instance, let's tell you, if somebody they utilize like 1 billion every day, then industry them, then you give them prepaid meter. Then in the middle of them, they manufacturing light go. No, let's be fair with ourselves. So firstly, you don't put that industry into losses. Secondly, that 1 billion for collector net, who they for collector. So now, but even though what do the plan for do? Let's say what do the plan for do? As it is, in the next 2 weeks, we get new set of meters so they cannot the country. But also for the MDI, the large energy users. What we do this time it's a prepaid meter. Okay. So what we don't plan for do now is we are encouraging them. We've written them letters for say. Now, what we want you guys to be doing, we want to avoid. We want to take ourselves from a situation where we go force you, they can pay you. So now what we do, we say, okay, you have been able to identify your consumption pattern. You know, say every 2 weeks they consume 2-3 billion. So we're encouraging now, say, we brought in prepaid meters. We install them. You get communication model. Good. You get the model on your phone. Good. Etc. Get some the infrastructure. They watch how you consume. You say they watch. So it's easier for you for monitor. If you don't buy 1 billion, if the top up reduce, if you for no say it reduce, if you go replenish. Yes. So that is where we want to go so now. It save you the hassle for
now. I see why the minister is saying the planned privatization of operation is expected to introduce performance-based management systems, reduce technical and commercial losses.
That is the focus.
And enhance customer service delivery, key issues that have historically undermined the sector. Do these problems, they're supposed to be historical, therefore don't turn, how can you say,
fashion pants. You don't understand, or socks if you like. So what
why?
Sometimes I empathize with service providers like the Guma, like the EDSA, to name but a few. The reason is this: you know, we go oversee the budgets discussion from the Ministry of Finance and the World Bank.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, most of the service providers there, they're handicapped simply because of MDAs there, ineptitude for pay them. Alisa, it has been huge. And over time, Ministry of Finance don't tell them, say, if this commission, this directorate, or this ministry owner, the first one I can present on our budgets, now then the first one for address to we. So that we go cut them money day at source before they would send them budget allocation. Now from there we go down with the NGO owner. Does it make sense? You go higher. I don't consume your service. I not agree for pay. If I for pay 5,000, I not pay. They go hire a separate contractor. You will go for pay for can't collect me that 5 million day. When at the end of the day, if you 5 million for pay you, all the losses you incur, forget that to that 5 million. At the end of the day, end up forget 2 million. Does it make sense? So now that you answer the question, say they are going to bring some hybrid meters or technically, installed meters, where at the end of the day, enhanced meters, where at the end of the day, you, the investor, whether in a hotel manufacturing company, you are kept in the loop that, yes, you don't pay 2 billion. That you 2 billion where you don't pay into the prepay, you don't already consume 1.5. So the 500 we say, no more last you for longer. So if that communication between them and the consumers, it makes a lot of sense that incurring another loss or go hire a consultant for can't collect me.
Very much. Mr. Nepo, I'm saying you get limited time now. We don't talk before now. You time almost the ramp up, but just a few, ticking off the boxes. Before I let you go, again, I will ask the question. The brutally under the proposed privatization of EDSA, customer the winner salon people there, then would they get or not they get blackouts again?
So let's tell you. Blackouts in stop one or in command, automatic. What we do, the more we improve on the infrastructure, the more we get more generation. For instance, you see, so we pull a load shedding plan. The first load shedding plan, we pull on because we will get limited generation capacity. We don't pull the second load shedding plan, we more improve. Why? Because we don't get additional generation capacity. So look at the sky for tonight. We are working, for instance, I don't think it's the respite project, the London arm, the sky for test arm and commission arm. So imagine that's 30 megawatts. Once we get that into the system, it don't help for pushing a lot of problems we don't face on the network. So the more we get more generation, the more the impact of blackout they reduce. So the expectation is we are working for ensuring we get more generation. Like I say, even now,
so the privatization not consider generation.
No, so I'll tell you, we are not the government and the sector not reliant on the private sector intervention for change situation automatically. Get that right. The government. So let's tell you. So get that right. Let's get that right. The government knows now in obligation for change the situation for the citizens, not the private sector. The private sector is coming in to help the government. So now the government the government still continue and carry a responsibility. But where it's needed, we get more generation capacity, we get more investment. I'm tell you, it's not. You don't forget a component of ETSA. We not the asset owners. It means to say, not just asset owners, but they are also asset developers. So if there is a plan, for instance, we are now working on this JICA project is would electrify the entire peninsula corridor. That project is strictly going to be under the other component of ETSA for ensuring we now government handle for the.
So you are saying the success of the privatization depends on the role of IPPs. But you're only mentioning IPPs in the role.
No, so IPPs them. You get independent power producers.
Yes.
We are contracting them because we don't have state-owned generated capacity for take care of we need. That's why we have them. But in a situation we are in, we get more than what we want. We don't need them.
How will the private company manage an IPP?
So in this case, no, it's simple. Just the way they manage it. So when they come, the agreement is that if they think they have to revisit the agreement, they will propose that to government. Say, okay, we've looked at the IPP agreement. We think, say, we need to do adjustments. So we need to do adjustments. So we need to do adjustments. So that they can propose.
We will explain adjustments on costs.
It depends. So somebody comes. Somebody go up or go down. So somebody comes. Somebody comes.
Mr. Nepo, answer this question at the debate. Under the privatization, the cost of electricity will go up or will come down.
I would tell you, say.
If I'm not the interest,
I would tell you, say.
That's the apprehension of the CSO.
As far as the negotiation don't go, that particular conversation do not begin at it.
On course.
So, and I want to assure the public for if that conversation begin, if that conversation come up, the interest of the people, not the interest of the government.
I want me more simply because I get two. You remember when we enter, I will start the conversation. Yeah. At 3 instances, I give you. 2 instances. Look out one. The toll gates. The toll gates. Now a case of concern. Yeah. The auto spec on the SISC. Now a case for concern. The cell cab. Now a case for concern. So what you ask him the question, what will be different? What model will you use to ensure that the citizens or the consumers' interest remains to be central in all of this? Because as a nation, as a government,
so let's tell you, as a person, I believe say no. As a person,
you're not going to answer the question. You answer the question.
They're going to go. You get it last thing. Don't worry. Yes, sir.
Now this the CSO concern can inside, and we are the watchers for the people. Now, what will be different? That was the question that the anchor posed to you. What I not able to answer. Now, I need to get about when governments they go into contracts with any whether other country or an investor group of people, the interest of the citizens is very central. So at the camp, Now you talk about punitive measures. The news anchor asks you, in case I get meter money na me meter, I'm not able to get her. Do I incur other loss? Now fear na 35-40,000 based on whether na AGO or PMS. Now if I go buy I get money na me meter, I'm not able to get her. I go buy additional fuel for maintenance for computer na me generator and provide me energy. Do I have a right to bring an action against this company that will be the part of the PPP?
Thank you very much, Mr. Pewa. Before Mr. Nepo, the left we family, you watch the show Brutally Frank. I get na Facebook on we Slik TV live handle. Mystic Dwazak. Another major challenge affecting EDSA is the non-compliance by renowned government ministers.
Exactly. MDAs.
Well, I think you mean ministries, departments and agencies who owed EDSA huge amounts, but the same institution in their annual finance report will tell you that they are paying to EDSA on annual basis when it is not reflective.
Indeed.
Such state of affairs with some public figures are deliberately killing EDSA with their selfish actions. Alaji say, hey Slik, show us the, okay, of course we are doing it with the dueting and call randomization, we come in and out. Mystic again, sustainability is still lacking in our energy sector, even if EDSA implements the best measures without a reliable and sustainable power supply, we risk repeating the same mistakes. Additionally, the provision of free electricity to military and police barracks is causing significant losses to EDSA, especially when some individuals profit from it by producing and selling ice. Hey, Mystic itself. Alaji. Okay, the voice is scrambling. Maybe it's because of technical. Alaji again. Of course, the technical team for the watch the sound. For the Sorima Saise, enjoying. Greetings everyone from us friend Kamara. That now from we Slik TV live and on also we Epic handle. Of course, we get some few comments, but because of time, we're not able to take call Mr. Nepo, which you take on the comments and. So. By the way, Mr. Pewa, from which area are you convinced or confused before Mr. Pewa, Mr. Nepo?
Well, I am beginning to get some confidence.
Okay.
On the area of asset management, the liability of the company can take over. Is that liability going to be pushed over to the consumer?
It's a final moment to go back to Mr. Nepo now.
So now we told the problem.
No, so not to the consumer, it's a problem or government problem. Government they take care of your own problem, and also government also even take care of the consumer their own problem. So that's government responsibility. So in all of the comments, I want to let people know say, I mean, you see the comments are all not even focused on privatization. They are focused on service
government take care of consumer problem. Are you suggesting that government is subsidizing?
No, it's the government is subsidized hugely.
No, on this conversation.
So the area of subsidy, for instance now, you know, say fair don't go for the past 1-2 months.
Yes.
But you know, say will not change, will not increase tariff on energy. Do you think
comparatively
that the impure
comparatively that the subsidy how much on the charge per kilo?
I talked to EDSA. Is there any subsidy on EDSA tariff?
Yes, from government.
How much?
So for instance now,
how much is it?
No, I cannot state it down. For instance now, you know, CSO, most because of the hike in paper,
I agree.
And we are running thermal plant.
I agree with
now. Kappa, go check the machines. Now, fairly use.
Yes, I know.
Check the order with generators now.
And
exactly. Then they buy. So, government from the back end, then they incur that cost. And then they shift out.
And it reflects on the cents the cents per is it called kilowatt per
hour?
Kilowatt per hour, megawatts.
It reflects on that.
And with the comparative analysis,
no,
we're not going to go into that.
Yeah, that is too complex. So, when you say government, they give subsidy on EDSA in arrangement for provision of electricity. You also they say, like for example, if we go buy 50 news, you get something around whatever
So that's how government do them right now.
If government not subsidize, so that's not be that amount.
Of course. So that's how government is subsidized.
50 or 70 union.
For instance, let's tell you how government is subsidized right now.
Yeah, go ahead. You have the floor.
For instance, they don't pass 3-4 months where fuel prices fluctuate. If he left per ETSA only, we follow increase tariff because we therefore take care of with operational cost.
Administrative.
But because government from the back end, if the IPPs on the invoice, it is reflective. The fuel increase, yes, it is reflective. But we know they reflect on the purchase of support. Rather, the government they take the burden from the back end and look at the invoice and sort of.
Almost at the body, almost at the local government.
No, I know. You know, say will not be here. I don't know. So government is taking care of that. So that is why for most fuel business will not get any increase. But generally, I want for assure the CSO and we list in public for say the concession. The objective is to improve service delivery. The objective is for increase on availability of power supply. The objective of ensure people don't get quality power supply. The objective of ensure people are confident, are able to reach out to ETSA as and when.
No blackout.
So the assurance is the staff of ETSA then get for maintaining them.
I understand.
So meaning also as much as we work and follow reduce blackout. So I'll tell you about the blackout. The blackout will not hinge the blackout on the intervention of the concessionaire. Government itself, at times, we are working for to reduce the blackout. We are not waiting for privatization. Even before they come, we don't get some capacity. We respect them. We are working on other projects for increased generation. So we are not waiting for them. It is government responsibility because the concessionaire they come and they get for go back. So for say government go for take care. No. So it come. Government, I tell you, you get the assets, government are the asset owners and asset developers. Everybody get for government still get for continue for improve on the development of assets and ensure we get more increased generation capacity. We revamp and rehabilitate with distribution infrastructure. That is government responsibility.
When will this concession agreement be tabled?
As the minister talk, by December, then we'll close out on them. Yeah, so like I tell you, I think say if they close out on December, then fully will be functional first quarter 2027.
And I'm going to propagate this to the city.
No, we are even the CSO. So now, let me tell you, of course, the problem now we have is not even a problem. They don't conclude it. So we know we can tell you information. We in the market. So most of the information they are going to most of what they are doing, they are reviewing things. They are looking at what is agreeable, what is not agreeable. So I believe, once they complete that one day, there's going to be a full-blown engagement, stakeholder engagement, CSO, the media, everyone.
Is it true that this concession agreement is for 30 years?
No, so I tell you, it's in phases. It's just like if businessman will employ you, for you can do a certain job for him. If you don't go 2 years, you know for achieve what you achieve, it can terminate the contract.
Of course.
It says, no, I'm not sure you can do this job.
Yeah, so for the first phase,
I think the first phase are 2 years. Yeah, the first phase will be 2 years. So they get first phase, second phase, and I believe even though I don't see the contract, but I believe the phases are predicated on delivery. If you cannot deliver on this phase, there's no need for them you the second phase.
You see what's happening at Lunge also at the airports. Who migrate from the old airport to the new airports. Now passengers they bypass the old airports. The new airports now they're gonna give.
Of course. So I think
the
assurance we are still going to.
You assure the public
that
but you not assure the public whether under this privatization blackout could be a thing.
No, I assure the public that by 2028, come 2028, we will not reduce on outages tremendously because by 2028 we will not achieve a whole lot of project components way now.
To the point of no
to the point of to a point we are in.
Minimizing the
to the point we are in, we'll be able for supply 20 hours, if not 24 hours.
Oh, okay.
That is the assurance I'm giving.
Thank you very much.
Because one we cannot give total assurance, because year in, year out, month in, month out, we get people are building houses, people are building hotels. So the more they build those infrastructure, the demand increase. So every year the demand increase. So we don't anticipate this is the demand for next year. When I say the next if you do studies, you get for go back to
so it means on that project?
Not on that project, development is rapid.
So what is the essence of
development rapid? So you can focus now for give you an eye opener for say no, probably assumptions. You focus not 100% correct. No focus, not the 100% correct. It will be either plus or minus.
Yeah.
So it's possible that yes. Sometimes we are not where we want to be now. But as I say, by 2028, we said we get blue small because we're able to safely deliver power to people for 20 or more than 20.
So you don't want assure Salomon say 2028, still then we get blackout.
2028 will be better off, much more better.
Without blackout,
I say much more better.
20 hours at least.
Go and come.
Much more better. Not to forget about go and come. Go and come. All what you talk about. What do you mean by go and come? Melvin.
It's called inconsistent or epileptic power supply.
So I will tell you, not to every community they experience go and come. So the go and come mainly can happen if you get a blown off fuse.
Any community
we say go and come, not fluctuation.
No, what's the fluctuation? What do I mean?
What do I go and come?
We blackout.
So be straightforward. We say go and come. Now look, we say fluctuation. Now if you come 5 minutes, 10 minutes ago. No, now me they define now for you now.
Yeah, you talk about.
No, now me I say we don't cushion the blackout situation because we're going to get more generation capacity. Imagine if we get boom now, we will be back another 40 or 50 megawatts during the dries. Imagine now we get 40 megawatts. We get back. Imagine we get more generation capacity in the township. Imagine we get more renewable infrastructure over the cap. If we get all down the ground, you think we're not reach what we want? The only fear is by 2028 we're going to get more facility that will require more power supply.
So technically,
industrialization also will take over.
You say if by 2028 blackout still they continue, not to the privatization agreements for blame, now the generation sources.
No, it's blackout. Not to forget about. Let's tell you, as a people who voted people in, which is the government, to take care of we needs and aspirations.
But not for blackout.
So I tell you, blackout and our government they take care of that. Government is trying to bring the private sector for EPAM.
So are you saying
blackout? We are bringing.
Are you saying blackout is the people's portion?
No, but not outside people's portion. Nobody is people. What I say to tell you, government they help for pushing the situation. The more invited they count that private player, well, you can see how it will help for solve some of the problems that we will encounter now. So it's
but
also.
But you don't say take out your own generation.
No, I don't say take out generation. No,
take out your generation.
No, they can't look at the listen. When you get private sector player, they can't look at the infrastructure with it. If he thinks it need for billion now, it is billion.
MCC not look at the infrastructure.
MCC not so private. Well, different. These are all different things you are talking about. MCC government don't get them done. They don't enlist. What they can do?
Yeah, but it's
so don't bring me back to that. Their component has not to do with the privatization.
Okay.
Yeah, you get MCC, you get Mission 300. These are different interventions.
And they will not be affected.
So why should they be affected? They have their own projects. They have their own interventions. It's different from the private sector player. The private sector is paying into ETA, not the Ministry of Energy. Mission 200 is Ministry of Energy. Mission MCC is Ministry of Energy, not ETA. This is specifically for ETA, not the country.
Okay, so that's what
I don't get any limitation on waiting already exists.
Okay, in case this company can now, Mr. Lepo, you open Pandora's box, and I'm sure I need to keep you more and the audience engaged. In case this private company from Uganda come and can discover that, oh, ETSA, what you are paying Kapawa, I'm sorry for the PRO, from feasibility, we don't find out, say, when they pay Kapawa, everything generates in equal. So we have to go review that.
Then they can make a recommendation to the government.
So why are you saying
to the board?
Why are you downplaying the bearing between the independent power producer and this whole agreement? I cannot understand that.
Melvin, I must state that they introduced some distortion in the flow of conversation. I don't tell you. I don't downplay distortion. Because what did it talk? So we're not get that conversation. Say I'm downplaying the. So you are pointing that I am downplaying. What do you mean by that?
Yeah, because you seem for suggest by not.
I'm talking about different interventions.
Yes, but I ask you the question. IPPs, how they will be affected by privatization? You are saying something different.
So they can only be affected. For me, if the company come, like I say, They do visibility study. If they think to say they don't need you, or they can do the authority can do without you, then they can recommend that to the board and government.
So they might be affected.
Yes, of course.
That's you. They are going to work with the private sector. You know why? Let me tell you. For me, I think they're not affected.
Okay.
Negatively. You know why? Negatively. You know why?
Okay.
Negatively. You know why?
Okay.
Because we still need power.
We take your
have power. We need generators to power the system. Okay. If you take power off now, where do you think we can get our main supply papers? No. So they will need it. So they will need until such time that we are able, both us and them, to have an option that will replace power or any other generation.
And is that option part of the proposed agreement with the concessionee in this case?
No, I cannot state that now.
So that is the bone of the conversation here. If we don't know, how can we conclude, Mr. Pewa?
So 1 second. I just get to one concern and one plea. The concern, when I form of question, Musa with this so now, is EGTC generating more power than required? If not, is EGTC still generating power that EDSA cannot evacuate to the consumers,
so let me tell you,
or lesser?
So let me tell you, if EGTC was generating more power, then we wouldn't need the IPPs, because it is their core function. But it's because they don't have the infrastructure to give us what is required by the people. That is why the Act created an opportunity for us to source independent power producers to back up what is already existed from EGTC.
Thank you.
Power purchase agreement.
Okay. So again,
thank you very much.
Just 1 second. Number 2 and beyond, right down to Toke, which is for you and I will not say now touristic areas. At the moment, then they suffer for power, but when at the same power as far as 5 beyond Waterloo,
because they don't have the same connection grid. Let me tell you, from Sussex to Tumbo, we don't work out the modalities. That's why I have the giant garage. That Waterloo is about now because the young grid you get Wellington, Chewy, the line they want to go Waterloo. So the line is existing. So if it's existing and have power, we don't get it. This one don't even get distribution network infrastructure. How can it transport power to them? No. So what we are working on now is to have the distribution network, the transportation infrastructure for let them get power. So once we get that infrastructure done,
is that in conversation already?
It's ongoing. The Jakarta project has commenced. Go check. You see, work is ongoing.
Okay.
So last one. Like when people go by top up. No, you enjoy the conversation. Like so, like when people go by top up, you watch IBCC EDSA under the proposed agreements. Now the new company you get for the come up and the receipts.
So I cannot also state that. You know, when and done. You know why?
On that note,
you know why?
On that note of you don't know, it's a good way to say Famulem. We don't get Mr. Sanepo, when the spokesperson for EDSA. Indeed, na EDSA, it work for it don't prove on today by way of answering the questions. But also, we don't get somebody from civil society. We also will almost help me for being the gatekeeper of the show. But I've been your gatekeeper and host, Melvin Tijanman. So I want to tell you plenty thank you for watching the show. When I will comment online and offline, I'm sure this conversation is on a program for the continue all of this week because we understand that the minister will be engaging and through your office. We wish you all the best in making sure that the perception will get it right in the interest of Mama Salon. Thank you so much for coming. Mr. Pewa, it's always good having you. Until then, family, so long.
On Slik TV, channel 37, and streaming live on our Facebook page and official website. You don't tire for your boku talk with no substance or sweet talk with plenty lie inside. Then now, na the time for strip the headlines there and tell the story just like it is. Brutally frank goes where others won't, exposing the real stories behind the headlines. We tackle issues of